Good day, guys. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear, good folks. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Good to have you folks here. It's another weekend. Established Result says she's so tired. Yeah, a lot of week. Hope you guys have started the weekend, as I said, in a very high spirit. Even if tired, folks, get some rest. That's what the weekend is for. As I was saying early on, I started the day with some exercise in the national park. Got in some laps, guys. Got in 5 laps today. Thankful for that. Spent some time just hearing myself think, and no deadlines to reach. Just a cool, quiet morning walk in the park. Enjoying some fresh air outside. Enjoying the asphalt beneath my feet, guys. Hope you get a chance this weekend to just do you. Just do you for a change. We know how during the week, it's rush, 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 work and kids, the spouse, tasks to finish. For the boss, working for the man. The weekend, just do you. Even if it's a couple minutes, a couple hours. This weekend, I ain't want nobody bother me. Please. Please. But we trust that you guys are great. We trust that you folks are great. Quite a couple of things we want to get through as we review the week. Weekend review, good people. Tommy Gibbs, did you do us a great favor of sharing the life? What about you, Carol Roberts, George Adam? Have you done so? Savage Rizal, Vashti Magnot, DT Boy. Good to have you folks. Tessa Waterman is here as well. Yep. Good to have you. Good to have you guys here. At least we got some folks to talk to. We got some folks to interact with. We got some comments to read. Yep. Vashti Magnan says, do it while you can. Yep. Good to have you. Tessa Waterman says she's hearing us loud and clear all the way in London. That's how we want it. Thanks, Tessa. Yep. All of the technicians are on Twitch this morning. Caroline Hertzen says, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. And Gloria Fraser, Karen Clark, good afternoon to you as well. Folks, share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. Gloria Fraser, Alex Boom, GT Boy. Good to have each and every one of you. Guys, we hope you guys have had a good week. I know you guys might have been busy. We're going to touch on a couple of things that happened during the week we think you ought to know about. Just a couple. Candy in the cheat. We shouting out Riverton Keldon today. Good to have Candy in the house. Yolanda says, I share already. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. Pace and power. Edward Gonzalez is here. And if Edward is here, If Edward is here, Edward is from the Bronx. Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx. Good to have you here, sir. Respect and manners. Glycis Bingo Burn. Good afternoon to you too. Maxine Still. Folks, we're still trying to get out of our responsibility for last month, our financial obligation. We even embrace this monsoon as yet. And if you guys can find a way to contribute to our program so we can keep them going, guys, every cent you all spend on these programs, you'll spend every contribution, your gift of support and love goes back to these programs. I wish we could say we're building a house, we're buying a car, or something like that. But truth be told, every cent goes back to this work of getting you folks valid and credible information. Is what we love to do. And we're happy that you guys are here with us. Pace and power, boots on the ground. You know how it goes, folks. Great to have you here. If you guys are ready, we're ready to get going. Good to have you here again, Maxine and Glycis and Candy, Savitri, Irma, hold up. Good to have you here, Irma. Irma, you're late at all. We're just about getting started. I rather suspected you weren't here. Check some of the names. I realized you weren't here. Irma said, we're going to hold for Irma. We're going to hold for Irma. So when you come, won't really be late. Irma, hold up. Irma, good to have you. And all the other folks. Guys, I hope this Saturday, don't let anybody steal your joy this Saturday. I hope you got a smile on your face, irrespective of the challenges you might have. We just want to live, folks. We want to thrive. That is my hope in my own personal life. I ain't just existing. I want to thrive in whatever I'm doing. And that is our wish for you good folks as well. It's Saturday, the 24th day of September. Already, folks. Already. Pick up the pace. Whatever you got to do, folks. Let me pick up the pace. Let's pick up the pace. Yep, yep, yep. Good to have you, folks. Let's touch a couple issues. Get out of your hair so you can go ahead and have a great weekend. Folks, the period we're covering is from the 19th day of September all the way to the 23rd. That's the week in review. This week, good folks. First and foremost, Turkey. The folks tell us it's Turkey. Some folks says Turkey. Some folks says Turkey. I like Turkey. I know it's an uncomplicated name, easy to remember, associated with the board, and we go down the road. But now them boys, Turkey. This was Irfan at the UN. Yep, he was attending in this transforming education summit there at the UN. When Turkey burst onto the scene, we later learned that indeed, folks, Turkey renamed its country. They said they didn't want to be associated with the bird. We got a bird here too. We don't want to be associated with the jumpy bird. How do we save ourselves from this Turkey? We got a jumpy bird here too. We don't want to be associated with. Folks, since that bird go up, it's problems. It's problems. Since that bird go up. And so we were from Turkey to Turkey to Turkey. You know, Turkey, potato. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. So Irfan was at the UN talking about all they're doing in education in this country. It was really a Turkey movement. It was a big board movement. Because while I was listening to Irfan, I was thinking to myself, like, we live in separate countries. Like it's two Guyanas for true. Like it's two Guyana for true. That's what I was listening to. You know? Them boys know they're able, yeah. Them boys know they're able. And you know, those are just one of the things we're covering. And while he was at the UN, we heard him talking also. You know, you don't know how to take some of this stuff. You know, he's saying it's time to decide on a new approach to address global inequity. Right? Inequality, rather. Global inequality. Well, you got some things we like to talk about here, but inequality. Don't let me go global yet. Let me stay local a little bit. Folks, share the damn life. Smash the emoji button. And let me talk about inequality. Let me buy local. Don't let me go far yet. They got some things right here, folks. We don't have to go too far. Some things right here under our nose. The cause of the problem. I hear some people say cash grant. Some people say hashtag cash grant. Some people say hashtag house lot distribution. Folks, they got some things right here we can talk about. Local inequity. We ain't gotta go global. I see somebody say tax hashtag public servant wages and salaries. I see somebody say hashtag fired public servants. Let me talk about local inequality demand. Please and thank you. Could we do that? We ain't gotta go global. And food security. But we really need to talk about this because you know all the sectors that matters down. Sugar production, down. Under the Kwame, down. Rice production, down. Gold production, down. Manufacturing, Turkey, potato. Moving on, folks. That was one of the issues of the week. Don't let it detain me. Smash the emoji button. Share the life. You're only dealing with credible comments and valid viewers. Irma Holder, Dolores Dover, Marilyn Lorimer, Jackie Baird, Savage Rizal. Good to see each and every one of you. Happy Saturday, folks. Happy Saturday. Good to have you, folks. Turkey. Moving on, folks. Moving on. That was one of the issues we looked at. Another issue we wish to draw to your attention. Wrong Queen. Wrong Queen. Oh, Lord of mercy. Good folks. Good folks. Pauline Sukai had one thing to do. I said one thing. One thing Pauline had to do. Stage this contest, the Amerindian Heritage Beauty Pageant. Stage the thing and move on with life. And in doing so, Father of mercies, Father have his mercies. It was a national recount, a national pageant recount. But we already had our 60, so we had far to go. We already had our 60. Ronald Hanover. We already had our 60. Ronald say hashtag fire. Ronald say hashtag fire. We already had our 60. So, it was a national pageant recount. And the way Amber Andrews ended the pageant on that cloud 9, by the time the recount was finished, she was on cloud 2. Pauline Sukai, different, Different. We don't know what precipitated this recount. But they blame the tally clerk. They say the tally clerk can't count. And Pauline added the thing back. And another young woman came out on top. Christy Emily Rambarat came out as a victor. But what was surprising to me, good people, what was surprising to me is not only was Amber Andrews stripped of the crown, Amber Andrews came in as third runner-up. Now, that's a big mistake. That's not one seat mistake. Huh? That's a 3-4 seat foul up. A 3-4 seat foul up. How do you go from queen of a pageant to third runner-up? Total confunction nonsense. Pauline, makes sense to me. Pauline Sukai, Alien Mout, make sense of that for us. Amber Andrews, quite a beautiful young woman, quite deserving too. Quite deserving. Oh my. We're different, folks. In this country, we're different. I want you all to know that we are different. But which brings to mind a certain song. I can show you how my age now. It brings to mind a certain song. You can't be too careful in this country, You can't be too careful in this country. Right? Don't get accustomed to anything. It might be short-lived. It just might be short-lived. Don't get accustomed to anything, folks. It reminded me of a certain tune, folks.
Just being here with you tonight, I'm a queen on a throne. Every time I hold you tight, our palace is my home. Yeah, but will my kingdom turn to dust in the morning light? I am a queen for tonight.
Queen for tonight.
But will I have a king tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Every kiss you're giving me.
It took me back, folks. It took me back. Y'all should see me on the studio floor here. I'm making a mess of it. It's butter, folks. It's butter. The studio floor. I got to rub out my steps. I got to rub out my steps. Y'all should see me on the floor. I know my 3 steps, I know my 3 steps. I'm from the old school. Don't think everything is backball. Yeah? Don't think everything is backball. I know my 3 steps. Right? I know my 3 steps. Queen for the night. Will I be the queen tomorrow? Without the story end, folks. The ministry has apologized. That's a strain to get an apology out of them. Really strain to get an apology out of them. But they have apologized to Amber Andrews. And she was hurt by it and she said so. She was hurt. She was a queen for the night. She wasn't the queen the next day. And she said in a post on Facebook, she was hurt. She says, I wish to explain in words the emotional damage the Ministry of Armenian Affairs caused me and my family. She says an embarrassment. I was publicly humiliated. My God. She says I was publicly humiliated. I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like. She says, I'm hurt. I'm hot. No one deserves this. Yeah. Yep. They apologize though. They apologize belatedly, but we can take it. Congrats to Christy Emily Rambarat. Last time I checked, she was still queen. Christy Emily Rambarat. Last time I checked, folks, she was still queen. Share the light. We got hundreds of you watching us. Gloria Van Kooten Felix. Good to have you, Paul Singh and Tommy Gibbs and all the other folks like Jackie Baird. Good to have you. Queen for the night. Will you be the queen tomorrow? Only time will tell, good folks. Only time will tell. Another issue we focused on. It was a week of protest, folks. It was a week of protest. I ain't want to lie to you. It was protest like you've never seen. And one of those was at Araima. Araima Hururu. The school children, they were having it. They said I got some transportation problems. They need fix. Folks, good folks. Leadership is about fixing problems. You got to fix. It's an action word. It's an action word, folks. You got to see action. It was a series of protests during the course of this week. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. The children of Hururu stood up. They stood up and they said, we fed up. They stand up. They said, we fed up. And we got to fix this. And I hope the administration is listening, I really hope that the administration, the little deaf, you all know that? Yeah, the little deaf. I hope these guys are listening. Because, my Lord, 2 years in, you're looking thin. Looking real thin. Real thin. And I just want to point out, guys, I know to tell you this, but it was a week of protest. It was the students here at Araima Hururu protesting. Right. We also saw some students at Quibana in Region 1. Araima Hururu is Region 10. Quibana in Region 1 protesting against what they call unequal treatment and demanding proper accommodations. The students at Quibana, Region 1, my Lord, week of protest. Then the sugar workers too. I left them. The sugar workers, Blairmont, and other sugar states as well, protesting unequal treatment. Was a week of protest. Unequal treatment, that's what they say. Unequal treatment. Week of protest. They say, how come the folks there at Blairmont, how come some people get money and some people didn't? Some workers there at the estate got a 5% pay raise, but it wasn't across the board. Blairmont, some of them get, some of them not so much. And the folks say, what happened to be like gold bite to it? Since Rory come back, like a gold biting a lot of people. A lot of people gold bite. I'm not telling you, but no, it's not a good thing. So Blairmont workers were in protest. Cubanas, secondary school students, Oraima, Horuru, school students too. A week of protests, folks. A week of protests. And that is not because people are doing things good. You don't protest people when they're doing things good. It's when they're doing a pack of nonsense. Then you got to voice your concerns. And we know that is precisely what happening here. It's a pack of nonsense everybody's doing. Whole pack of nonsense. And then nobody tell you different. Pack of nonsense. So the workers, they were out protesting. The students were out protesting. It was a week of protestations. That's how it went down, good people. Blairmont and Iflot estates. Those were the two estates. Protesting. Blairmont and Iflot. Unequal treatment. There were more. One paper characterized it as protests in the sugar belt. Correct is right. Some other issues we saw during the week, folks, as we review the week gone by. Weekend review. Amanzo Walton Desire was talking about the irreparable damage that the Arfan Ali regime has wrought on this nation. The irreparable damage. The Arfan Ali regime. And Sugargate. Yes. Sugargate. The other gate. And then by say, it'll affect we. Arfan Ali was asked the question. Right? Arfan Ali was asked the question. He said, it'll affect we. We still going good. Folks, it's a bundle of nonsense in this place here, though. He said it'll affect we. No, it didn't affect we. It's a whole bundle of nonsense. Right? But Amanzo was arguing the point that, of course, with millions of people watching those videos, Guyana for Sale and the other one, part 2, of course, that is going to affect us in ways you cannot even begin to imagine as yet. Ways you can't even begin to imagine as yet. So, of course, it's affecting us. Of course, it is affecting us. You know? But we're watching that. We're watching that, good folks. And here is Amanzo, in her own words, talking about Guyana's image irreparably harmed. By Sugargate, Amanzo Walton Desire.
Our response to the recent comments by Arfan Ali on Vice President Barjagdio's involvement in Sugargate. Now, the good people of Guyana would have read with much ire in yesterday's Stabroek News the recent comments by President Arfan Ali on Sugargate. President Ali seemed mostly to be trying to convince himself that the allegations of bribery and abuse of office surrounding the vice president did not damage the international reputation of our country. For the entire episode, the president is reported as postulating that it was a failed plot by the Western countries to discredit the leader of a third world nation and to tarnish the image of developing countries that are populated with quote-unquote brown faces. Were the matter not so serious, one would have been tempted to laugh at the president's utterances. If indeed the international reputation of the country suffered no harm, as President Ali believes, then it could only mean that the rampant high-level corruption in the PPP government is already so widely known and has already wreaked havoc on the country's image. It could only mean that Sugargate was therefore merely another drop in the ocean of PPP corruption. That the president himself is defending Vice President Jagdeo makes it clear that he is complicit in corruption. Whatever the case, the president needs to man up and instruct Bar Jagdeo to demit office with immediate effect. The bribery allegations against the VP are not only a matter of international image, they have direct and deep implications for the public's trust in the PPP government. Who can sensibly deny that the Sugargate bribery scandal has further entrenched the public perception that every deal involving the VP or a PPP minister requires investors to pay so-called consultation or processing fees? That is corruption. And we repeat our call for a credible international investigation into the allegations of bribery and corruption which have been leveled against Vice President Jagdeo.
Yep. A credible international investigation. A credible international investigation, folks. That is what is needed. And this was a week of pocketry, confusion powder, all in one, roll up, pocketry chase with a shot of confusion powder. Because them boys didn't tell me to share their own birth certificates. They didn't tell me that. Yeah? And if you want birth certificate, you could go buy a Freedom House. Them is the things they don't tell you. Who's sharing the damn live? We out here, folks. Don't gotta be looking thin. Who's smashing the emoji button? Hundreds of you watching us. Let us know how you're feeling out there. Smash that emoji button. Jacob Crick, you smash it. Sheena Hazel, Gwen Anderson, Gloria Van Kooten, Jackie Bear, Paul Singh. Didn't tell me. Birth certificates given away at Freedom House. Don't take me word for it. The people know what's happening. The people know. They know precisely what's happening in this country.
Good morning. Today, I'm videoing the people of the who's come to give out mark certificate and board certificate, and this is where the location the minister would have selected to come and do the board certification, registration, and whatever. This is the place by the Freedom House. This is where they were directed. This blatant stubbornness after that. Nothing. Board certificate is not political. It's a right.
You heard that, folks? You heard that? Birth certificate is not political. It's a right. It is a right. You heard that? It's sharing out Wild West. Them boys done start the rigging. Remember the last time they overrig? They overrig. None of them boxes along the East Coast had the statutory documents. That's overrigging. That's overrigging. Them boys shared out. Let the rigging begin, PPP. Lord of mercy. They won't change, Where we can talk about that? What is the GRO office doing at Freedom House? What is it doing there? Alex Green? I won't quote you. Can I quote you, Alex? I seen Alex comment. Alex, can I quote you there? I'd love to quote you. Huh? We might upset a couple people, Alex, but I want to quote you. They're easy. They're not easy. They're not easy, folks. Share the live. Smash the emoji button. Rigging. Broad daylight. Board certificate share Wild West. You got a board certificate. You got a board certificate. You got a board certificate. Don't forget to put the X. You got a board certificate. You got a board. Rigging. I know some of y'all are old enough to know that rebel tune. Rig not. Why you rig the election? That's them boys. You remember the other CEO of GCOM, Do Not Sing? Yeah? All right. He was rig not. Rig not. We got to talk with them things. We got to talk with them things. At least we forget. Lest we forget, folks. We got to talk with them things. And while that was happening, somewhere in Guyana, Freedom House sharing out board certificates, Wild West. Yeah? Some people is down the Demra River in the fishing boat, in the canoe, in the tug, and then see the bridge, you know. They're approaching what you and I know as the Demra Harbor Bridge, built by Forbes Burnham. And still stand up. Still stand up. You and I recognize that structure. The longest floating bridge in the world. We could see it. But some other people like that. What's happening in this country, man? Since them boys put a bird down, like the bird is kerfuffle, some people didn't see the bridge, you know. Last week, the bridge was down for hours, stranding passengers, commuters on both sides by a tug, ferrying sand or something of the sort. Them boys tight-lipped about who owns the tug, which company, very tight-lipped, the same way tight-lipped about who owns the 400 million in gold that them boys stole. Tight-lipped. There was a fishing boat. I don't know if they're eating fish, catching fish, or what. But like they didn't see the bridge. All that happened this week, you know. Like them and see the bridge. Good folks. They didn't see it. They didn't see it.
And they cut out and you jump into the apartment bricks. Say diam ka ba?
Brace it over. Brace it over. Yeah. Boat don't hit the bridge, man. I said, drop the anchor. Folks, Guyana is the greatest country, Lord. The boat don't knock the bridge. You know, Tommy Gibbs, the boat don't knock the bridge. The man said, drop the anchor. Oh, my God. How long the boat drifted? You don't radio somebody? Yeah? I mean, I think we could have run down and put 2 tires there. You know, 2 tires. Drop the anchor. The bridge don't get hit. Brace it over, the last fella said. Brace it over. Ghana is the greatest country, folks, in the world. I ain't trading it for nobody. Country. I ain't care how rich you are rich. I ain't care what y'all got. Running water, reliable electricity, proper politicians, proper presidents, duly elected. I ain't care what y'all got. COVID free, smallpox free, smallpox free, chicken pox. I don't care what. This is the country I love. It's great. It is the greatest country in the world, folks. The greatest. I ain't trading it, sir. Don't come around me funny. Please don't. I ain't trading it. Leader of the opposition, leader of the PNCR, People's National Congress Reform, also spoke this week. He had a couple of things to say. He said, you see this discrimination with this PPP here against Afro-Guyanese and others. Got to stop. PPP wicked. It's not just the wicked. It's like for no reason. You know, you do a little wickedness and so on. You got some little purpose behind it. Some little reason. Them boys just born wicked. Stink and dirty. The leader of opposition said very frontally, they're discriminating. And just last evening, we had Rickford Burke on our affiliate program in the ring, and he told us Afro-Guyanese woman from a charity in New York, in the U.S., applied for some land under the coalition, got the land to do some charity work, build a warehouse to bring her charity items, food stuff, and that kind of thing, and help Guyanese. Paying your taxes, paying, the rental fee, the lease, what have you. Them boys come and take back the thing. They come and take back that thing. You understand? They come and take it back. And then I see Ashley Singh run out trying to tell Nigel Hines, we ain't got no discrimination here. Are you blind? Are you blind? Y'all see the QC welcome ad? You see the QC welcome ad? Oh, let me talk again. Let me talk again about discrimination and everything there. Them boys think like we's like them fishermen in the Raw River. We ain't seen the bridge. We ain't seen the bridge. But we seen it. It has been our lived experience. We see it. And we call it as it is. The leader of the opposition spoke to this matter during the week. You know, don't cut to y'all can't fetch. I'm begging y'all. Bantu King, Sabbath Rizal, Jackie Beard, Gwyneth Anderson, Yolanda Thomas. You better tell them, don't cut where you can't fetch. This thing is trouble you are playing with. This thing called racism, folks. Wherever you're joining us around the world, share the damn live, smash the emoji button. This thing called racism. It's trouble we're playing with. Leader of the opposition, folks. Leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Ms. Aubrey Norton.
PPP's discrimination is obvious and real and on the increase. The People's Progressive Party's actions are confirming that the party is racist and that they are seeking to destroy the Afro-Guyanese community and Indian and indigenous peoples who they perceive to be supporters of the APNU-AFC. The list of actions that are clearly racist in nature is long. Their attempt to take away the lands from Caring for Others Guyana Inc., a humanitarian organization owned by an African Guyanese, Mrs. Eslyn Richmond Shockley, is a clear indication that the PPP is seeking to impoverish African Guyanese. This organization works to alleviate poverty in Guyana and brings relief to poor people. The foregoing must be taken against the backdrop of the PPP taking legal action against the Afro-Guyanese who got lands and properties at Wales and Enmore. It is important to note that the government lost these cases and are seeking to appeal. The PPP's intention to regularize squatting at Pigeon Island, while at the same time threatening the African Guyanese squatters in Mokka to bulldoze their property, is another indication of their racist policies. The action to take away lands from the African Guyanese at Kurukuru Co-op to give to PPP supporters is another case in question. The PPP's action to take away lands from the co-op on the Essequibo coast clearly manifests that the PPP is seeking to build two Guyanas, one in which the PPP elite friends and family are extremely rich and the mass of African, Indian, and indigenous Guyanese are marginalized and poor. A recent visit to Barcara revealed a similar pattern of discrimination. The residents of Barcara contend that the Ministry of Agriculture visit their community, assess their losses, which included many heads of cattle, among other livestock, and crops, and promise relief. The resident noted that similar losses under quarantine resulted in farmers obtaining millions of dollars as relief. The residents further contended that when it came to their community, they were given a paltry $50,000 regardless of the fact that they lost far more than that. The residents believe that it is a clear case of discrimination. The action by the PPP to ensure that most of the contracts awarded in Region 10 go to their elite friends and family is also a clear indication that the PPP is seeking to dominate and control communities that voted for the APNU AFC. In addition, their action aimed at preventing Londoners from owning land along the Wismar-Rockstone Road is another indication that the government is hell-bent on marginalizing and destroying the economic base of the people of Region 10. This is just a sample of the discrimination against African Guyanese community and Indian and indigenous Guyanese who they perceive to support the APNU AFC.
Yep. Mr. Aubrey C. Norton, leader of the PNCR, leader of the opposition. It's foolishness. And we got to set our faces against racism in this country. Good people. Tommy Gibbs, Gwyneth Anderson, and all the other folks listening to us, Irma Holder, we got to set our face against racism and discrimination in this country, whether it's against Afro-Guyanese, Indo-Guyanese, indigenous brothers and sisters, Chinese, Portuguese, the Douglas. We got to set our faces against it. Nonsense. God of mercy. Can't categorize people like that. Subhumans and animals. Come on, folks. Got to do so much better. We've got to do so much better. That being said, so much better. Yep, and then, oh, Father, folk, the week took some turns. And they had some issues that made our skin grow. Some issues made our skin grow. Y'all know what we're talking about. That's how we say it colloquially. Make your skin grow. The fellow in Nans Grove, Leon Bob, chopped his son to death, 21-year-old son to death in his sleep, and then turned his attention to his son's mother, then doused her with gasoline after he was finished chopping her, lit her on fire, cut himself across the torso. They said his intestines were exposed threw gasoline on his person as well, and then lit himself too. And thankfully, that woman has survived that ordeal and said to be in stable condition as in hospital. Of course, her son, he said, was not so fortunate. He himself succumbed hours later after that incident. It was horrific scenes on the East Coast. And we want to give you that shot of them bringing him out of that house there in Middle Walk, Ansgrove. Shocked community. Shocked at this madness. Domestic violence is a scourge in our society. And we really need to handle this in a very bipartisan way. Shocked the community of Ansgrove over the weekend. Yep. We're going to try to stay out of their way. What a bloody week, folks. What a bloody week it was. What a bloody week it was. And folks, my Lord, as if that was not enough to churn your stomach for this week, we had the other incident in Essequibo. A police sergeant, Rory Francis, ran over his lover with his car. Young lady, Hannah Christine Boston, he told several times, ran over by that car. They were having an argument in the car, and person saw her exit and ran into a dry rice field. And he drove that vehicle behind her and hit her down and ran over her. She died at the scene there while he ingested a poisonous substance and later died at hospital. Folks, I want to hear from the church. Me want to hear from them. I want to hear what the Catholic Church telling me. I want to hear what the Pentecostal Church telling me. I want to hear what the Adventist Church telling me. I want to hear what the mosque and masjid telling me. Because this here ain't normal. This ain't natural. You understand? It is not normal and natural. And all this, guys, is 1 week, you know. It's 1 week, good folks, in this country. 1 week. Bloody, bloody week. And we got to stem this tide. Things are out of control, you know. Out of control. I wonder what the church telling me. And I call all of them, whoever miss, include them. Because they can discern the spiritual things. These things are natural. Bantu King, Gwyneth Anderson, Doreen Beckles, Maureen Lorimer. My God. Marilyn Lorimer, rather. Marilyn, how are you doing? It wasn't a natural week, folks. And even as Friday closed, Jumbie Board Street. Y'all know the Jumbie Board there? Man, see going down there, 2 cows come out of nowhere. 2 cows come out of nowhere. He hit them upside down. He said these 2 cows come out of nowhere. Take a look, folks. Take a listen. Yep. You think them things natural? I ain't think they're natural. Tessa Waterman, Candeline, I wonder with the church. He just turned wrong by the Jumbie Board heading down to get to the East Bank. He said the cows come out of nowhere. Doreen Beckles, Shasha, Carl Miller, them things natural. Karen Clark, you might know Karen. Them things can natural. Folks, share the live for us. And smash that emoji button. Partner with us as well, folks. Them things are natural. We want to continue to bring you credible, valid information. Credible and valid. And we encourage you guys. It's been a rough 2 months, folks. It's been a rough 2 months. We don't carry with 10 cup by them boys. But you, the people who love and support us, is y'all we come to. They say, find a way to partner with us. And we encourage you and invite you to partner with us. Send us a donation, a gift, so that we can keep our programs going. It costs us a tidy penny. You know, there got some people out there think we make like a whole set of money here. But if we make a whole set, we wouldn't be still paying off for the services that we incur for the programs. For last one, we got to pay for the internet. We got to pay rent. We got to pay for the studio. We got to pay for the space. We got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the water going. And every cent we tell you guys, each donation, keep our programs going. We're available via Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, and Western Union. Folks, we're heading into month 10. And this seemed like it's going to be a repeat of last month. We want to keep going, and we encourage you to help us to do so. Help us to do so, good folks. Every donation, each donation, keeps our programs going. We're powered by you, the people. That's the best power. Y'all know we can't depend on GPL. Y'all is the best power. You, the people. That's going to do it for us at this end, folks. That's our program, and that's our time. We hope that you guys go ahead and have a fantastic Saturday. Don't anybody steal your joy, you know. The devil himself sent some people. But we encourage you. Don't let them boys or girls steal your joy. We beg of you. Don't let us steal your joy. Go ahead and have a fantastic weekend, guys. Spend some time on you for change. You know the airline industry, they say put on your own masks first. That's our encouragement, guys. Spend some time on you. Have a great weekend. Share the live. Smash that emoji button before you go. And partner with us as well. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe.